dating as a people pleaser or overextender, as I also like to say, often means we meet men or women who love the energy we invest in them, which means we give them a lot of attention, we ask a lot of thoughtful questions, we create an energy and atmosphere that is very high value from the very beginning. And this is something that people who do not invest a lot love and enjoy and are looking for, because then they can maybe have monologues with you, talk at you, and get your time and energy and investment and attention without you expecting anything in return. So this video is for you, and we're going to speak to that today, maybe trying to shift some of that so that you can shift your attention more towards yourself and away from giving so much, which is actually or might be causing you to attract men and women or women who actually just want to use your energy. All right, so tune into this pattern maybe that you have observed in your life, and please note that we are not working on any traumatic memories through these tap-along videos. If you have any of those you would like to work on, please reach out to a professional. So see what comes up, lightly place your attention there. Maybe it's something recent, a date or an exchange via a dating app or WhatsApp or whatever, where you felt you have invested a lot and nothing is being returned, or just breadcrumbs. And then see how that makes you feel. Maybe you feel sad, maybe you feel angry, maybe you also feel desperate or rejected. Whatever it is, honor that, let it be there. EFT is very effective if we allow the emotion to be there and to feel it also physically. So tune in with where you feel maybe tension or anger or anxiety. And then open your eyes if you have them closed, and then we start tapping on the side of the hand. You can tap on either hand on the side here. And just repeat what I say. Even though I seem to always attract the same kind of man who doesn't care about me, I acknowledge this pattern so that I can shift it. Even though I always seem to attract the kind of men who do not really care about me, who seem to use me and my energy, I honor how that makes me feel. Even though I always seem to attract the same kind of man who enjoys my time and energy, but who never commits, I acknowledge that this is a pattern in my life. And that I am tapping on this in order to shift it. And then we start tapping on the inside of the eyebrow. I always seem to meet the same kind of man who is not invested, who is not really interested in me or my life. And I tend to give them a lot of energy and attention. Maybe I even drop everything to meet them. I ask them thoughtful questions. And I create a warm atmosphere for them. An atmosphere of care. In other words, I give a lot. This is actually on the ribs there, the point. I give a lot when I haven't really received a lot yet. I don't know why I do that. Or maybe I do. Somewhere along the way, I have learned to give more than I receive. To forget my own needs. To please. Maybe by investing so much energy, I hope I inspire the other person to give me as much back. And it's so frustrating when nothing comes back. When I again leave empty-handed. When the man says he's not ready to commit. Or when he ghosts me. It's not my fault, or I'm not stupid. But it's a pattern I can see. And maybe by creating this warm and caring atmosphere, I try to create something I didn't get as a child. I give in the hope of receiving something back. And maybe breadcrumbs have been enough for me until now. Maybe scraps of attention were good enough for me. I want this to change. And briefly pause, roll your shoulders, look around the room, breathe in and out, and see how you feel right now, how your body feels. Maybe some memories popped up. If they are not too emotionally charged, then let them be there. And check in again with your body. Then we're gonna tap one more round, and I invite you to repeat this video over and over, maybe once a day for 1 or 2 weeks to see what shifts for you, because of course this is not something we can change with one video. It takes time, especially if this is a pattern we've learned early on. All right, so we start again on the side here. Even though I have noticed this pattern of over-giving in my life, I try to extend compassion to myself. Even though I have noticed this pattern in my life, which seems to always attract the same kind of men. I'm sitting here and I tap to change this. Even though I have noticed this pattern of overgiving in my life, and it seems to always attract the same kind of men, I acknowledge that this is something I learned very early on in order to let this pattern slowly go. This pattern of overgiving, it makes me feel, and just say how it makes you feel. I always give a lot of me to others. A lot of my energy, my attention. Maybe I always have an open ear for other people's problems. And this makes me feel, elaborate a little bit on how it makes you feel. I no longer just want to give and give. I also would like to receive some attention, some appreciation. Roll the shoulders again. If you still feel very strongly about this, go back to the beginning and do this again. Sometimes it can take 2 or 3 times to actually reduce the intensity of the emotions. And if you would like to work deeper on this, feel free to reach out to me and also leave a comment or a like and subscribe to my channel. I post more on this on a regular basis. Wishing you a lovely day. Bye bye.